When I was recovering from a concussion, I received a ton of gifts that I could not use, which was disappointing and a little embarrassing sometimes. That's why I have put together a list of 10 concussion friendly gift ideas that aren't just practical, but they're also fun and can help you to feel a little bit better. These are things that I have personally used during my concussion recovery, but they're perfect for anyone who's recovering from an injury or an illness, or even if they're in perfect health. My name is Larissa. I was in a car accident. I have a brain injury, and I started this channel as a space to share tips and tricks for making life a little bit easier. Let's dive in. I enjoy candles, but because of my brain injury, I am forgetful. I fall asleep really quickly, really easily, and having lit candles can be really dangerous for me. If you have someone on your list who you know likes candles, my suggestion is to purchase for them a candle warmer with an automatic timer. What candle warmers do is they warm up the candle. It's a lamp with a heated bulb. It heats up the wax so you get the beautiful candle smell. The light from the light bulb is usually softer and warmer, so it emulates a candle light. It's a low light, it's a warm light, but because there's a timer, usually 2 hours, 4 hours, or 6 hours, it's going to turn itself off. So it is not a fire risk. There are a ton of different options out there. I will include a link to the one that I've got because I think it's super cute. But there are chrome ones, there are black ones, there are minimalist ones. There's a ton of different options out there. I'm going to include links in the description below. Some of them I earn a small commission for, some of them I don't. None of them cost you anything additional, and I appreciate your support. I've chatted before about the Nothing Much Happens podcast. I love it. You know when your mind races when you're trying to get to sleep? The stories in Nothing Much Happens, the podcast, give your brain something to focus on. If you know that the person you're buying for is having trouble sleeping, you can get them the companion book, the Nothing Much Happens book. It's full of extra stories that you don't find on the podcast. It's a beautiful book. The pages are lovely. They've got illustrations in there. And you can tell them that there is a whole podcast to support this. If you wanted to do something a little bit more than just a book, you could add to this a sleep visor. I will add a link to my favorite one. It's like little cups and it's got foam around the eyes. So it's really comfortable and great at blocking out light. I've written on note cards, grounding exercises, positive statements, different things I want to remember to boost my mood, to boost my spirit. And I found this super cute set of cards online. This one says, I choose to be kind to myself. There's over 50 of these cards and they come with a little stand, and I have them by my front door so that when I come in, when I leave my place, I have a positive message going into my brain. These were working for me so well that I ended up getting a second set that I saw online. This one was cats, and they are freaking adorable. So I have one of the big cards and then one of the little cards by my front door at all times. And I switch them out every week or so. And it just gives me a little boost of positivity. So if you have a friend in your life who is going through a tough time and might need a little bit of encouragement, these are beautiful and they're a great way of reminding them how awesome they are. Before my concussion, I was really into crafting and arts, and I had a ton of hobbies, but things like crochet and knitting have become really difficult for me. between the fine motor skills and my eyes converging, I find it difficult. Is easier that I have been able to do has been arm knitting. I borrowed a number of books about finger knitting and arm knitting from the library to kind of compare and contrast. And I found that this one was one of the easier books to follow, but also a more practical book. I like the things that are in this book. I made my sister a scarf and a hat. I made my mom a hat. I like this book. I'm going to link it below. And you could add to it a Michael's, a Hobby Lobby, an Amazon gift card into the book so that they can choose their own yarn. Another option for people who like crafting and artsy type things is to get them a string art kit. It comes with the board and the nails and the string, so it's all together. It's ready to go for them, and it's a lot of fun. I'm going to link the one that I really enjoyed doing because it was a little bit less fiddly and finicky than some of the smaller little ones. There are so many beautiful journals out there. I like this one. It is leather and it has a floral pattern embossed into it, and I think it's beautiful. My suggestion would be a journal and a pen. Sometimes when you're at home, having a journal to dump your thoughts into can be really helpful. Maybe they'll use it as a way to track their progress, writing down something every day that has gotten a little bit easier or a little bit better. So a beautiful journal and a gorgeous pen, great gift. Something that was a real game changer for me was my coffee sling. It enables me to get a takeout coffee and carry it without using one of my hands. Because my cane is taking up one of my hands, if I carry a coffee cup, a teacup, a hot chocolate cup, whatever, in my other hand, when I'm trying to get through doors, or if I'm trying to get into my car or get something out of my pocket, it can be really difficult. But the coffee sling allows me to carry the coffee on my wrist, hold my cane in that hand, and then my other hand is free to open the door or do whatever I need to do in that moment. I love the idea of giving a coffee sling and a gift card to their favorite local coffee shop as a little combo. This incredible thing is magic. It's called a spill knot, and you put your mug on it, and then you carry it by this thing, and somehow I can now make it from the kitchen to the sofa without spilling my tea in the morning. This is one of my favorite recent purchases. You could get this, it's fine on its own, or you could always add a mug or an assortment of teas or a canister of fancy coffee if you know that they like tea or coffee. I'm sure that Neil deGrasse Tyson knows why this works. I do not have a science background, but what I do know is that it does work. It makes it really difficult to spill your beverage. When someone has a concussion, their sympathetic nervous system is jacked up. Their body is stressed out, and something that can be really enjoyable is a soak in a hot tub. So my next suggestion is a tub pillow and some scents, some bath bombs, so that they can be chill, relax, and enjoy a soak in a hot tub. This is something that is going to make them feel better. It's going to help release tension. It's going to help soften muscles, but it's also fun when you have something, either bubbles in the bath or a beautiful lavender scent. It's enjoyable. I found it difficult to wear jewelry after my concussion. It's hard to get bracelets and necklaces on. My doctors needed access to my neck and my shoulders, so they were, having to take jewelry off, and then I was misplacing it or necklaces would get tangled. I would get home and I wanted to lie down right away, but earrings would poke me in the back of the head. So I stopped wearing jewelry. Some things that I've discovered that have made wearing jewelry possible again have been Huggies earrings or earrings with flat backs so that they don't poke you in the back of the head when you lie down, as well as bracelets that slip on and off easily. I found that Pavoy is good quality, inexpensive jewelry. It comes in these super cute boxes, and I will link to some of my favorite flat back earrings, my Huggies, and my favorite bracelet. It's such a small thing wearing earrings again, but it really does make you feel better. Weighted blankets can really help you to calm your nervous system. But when I was in my car accident, the seatbelt caught me around the hips. So sometimes when my hips are sore, it's difficult for me to lie under a weighted blanket. So I recommend Steve. This is Steve. He is a sloth. He weighs 5 pounds and I can just put him right on my torso. So I get that weight, that pressure, but it's not overwhelming. It's not on my shoulders or my hips. He's cuddly. Babies like cuddly things because they are soothing. So why aren't we as grown-ups allowed to have soothing, cuddly things? Normalize the stuffy. So if you're looking for something a little fun and also practical, a weighted stuffy is a great option. So that is my list of my top 10 recovery-friendly gifts plus Steve. I hope these ideas give you a little bit of inspiration, whether you're shopping for someone with a brain injury or just looking for thoughtful gifts in general. If you have any go-to ideas for people who are recovering from an injury or are low energy, I hope that you'll share them in the comments below because I would love to hear them. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will hit the like button, subscribe, and join the community. We have a ton of videos here on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, we're on TikTok, Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Happy shopping, and remember that you are not alone in your concussion recovery.